Hi, everybody. Ken Phelps here from the Daytona Regional Chamber of Commerce. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our Mission Member Spotlight interview. Our mission members are those business and community leaders who believe strongly in the work of the Daytona Regional Chamber and go over and above in their support of our mission. So it's my pleasure to welcome Teresa Rand with Rand Consulting to learn a little bit more about her firm. Teresa, thanks for taking a few minutes with us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime I can talk to you in the chamber. I look forward to it.
So tell us a little bit about Rand Consulting. Now, I know your history with the chamber goes back into other organizations, but
Right.
tell us about Rand Consulting, kind of how that got off the ground and what types of consulting you do.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know that I retired after a 30-year career with the YMCA and ended my last 10 years here in Daytona as the CEO. And I decided I didn't want to move anymore. So I turned in my resignation and started my own business. And that's Rand Consulting. Primarily, Ken, the best way to describe it is I do executive level coaching or team building for businesses. And I use two assessments that I'm a certified coach in. One is Gallup Strengths, where you figure out your top 5 strengths and you focus on those to be more successful. And the other one is the DISC assessment. Both of those have been around for over 50 years. So I use those tools to help people become aware of how they naturally act, think, feel, and behave, whether it's individual to help grow their career or it's as a team, a management team, to kind of figure out what makes each other tick. And even though we may have the same goal, we get there differently. And it's not personal. It's just how we do, how we operate. So it improves team communication and efficiency.
Well, having been through that with our team here at the chamber,
That's right.
it's certainly fun and I think always fascinating to learn the skills and thought processes of your colleagues as you go through
Right.
something like that. You've been very involved in our community. You're a past chair of the chamber board during
Yep.
your tenure with the YMCA. You're co-chairing Leadership Daytona Alumni Council this year, and you've been involved with or have led many other efforts in the
Right.
community. Why is that community partnership so important to you?
Ken, I think coming from a long nonprofit background and always working with the board of directors, and when you're in a nonprofit, you depend on volunteers. And if people don't get involved in their community, then you don't have a lot of services. You can't offer a lot of services. So I've always believed in giving back to my community. And when I left the Y, I've wanted to keep doing that, which is why I took on the co-chair of LDAC. Because, after the year of the chamber president, I did, full disclosure, take a year off because that in and of itself is like a full-time job. But I can't just sit back. The community is too important, and the chamber is too important to the community not to, that old saying, you get what you give. And the chamber that is so true in the chamber.
Well, that kind of leads right into my next question. Why does the Daytona Regional Chamber's mission, particularly that advocating a strong business and economic environment, why does that resonate with you and in turn inspire your support of the mission member program?
In thinking about that, I remember when I first moved here, one of the first things I did, I believe my first 6 months was jump right into the leadership. Oh, help me, the leadership
Yeah.
class that,
Mhm.
that the chamber does every year. And I don't even think I knew at the time how much that 15-week program was going to impact my career. Not only me personally and all the things I learned, but more importantly, the people I got to know. And I really got to know the importance of the chamber. The Y is a large nonprofit. Now I'm in a small business, of which 80% of our community is small business, I believe. And it's even more important than ever because I'm a one woman show and the chamber advocates for small businesses as well as large. But when you're a small business, you just don't have the time or the resources or sometimes the money to do that. And that's incredibly important to every small business, but it's important to our entire community, our entire economic community.
I think one of the things that was most revealing to me when I went through Leadership Daytona was the sheer volume of different groups doing different things that are all cogs in making that community go
Right.
forward. And
Absolutely.
and it does give you that really big overview of all of the things of doing business in Daytona Beach. But
Right.
so my last question for you is, out of all of those things that we've learned through our past experiences, what do you think is the best aspect of doing business in Daytona Beach?
Yeah, that question is really, eh, there's so many wonderful things about our community and Daytona Beach. And, sometimes we're our own worst enemy. We don't realize, especially, and I tell people that have been here for years and years or were born and raised here, they really don't realize what a beautiful gem of a place this is. It's a big enough community you can get lost in if you want to, but it's a small enough community that you can pick up the phone and call most anybody in business. And especially if you say, I'm on the chamber board, or I'm a member of the chamber, or whatever the case may be. And that doesn't happen in all communities. Even with the chamber, when we do the trips to other communities, we come back home realizing this is a special place to do business. And during the pandemic, the support of local businesses, the support of people getting out and staying connected has not stopped, even though it's by Zoom a lot now. It's still, LDAC hasn't stopped, Elevate hasn't stopped, networking hasn't stopped, and our community is pretty strong and special.
I don't think I could have said it any better than that. Teresa, thanks so much for taking a few minutes with us to share your about your support of the community and the chamber. A very valuable time, and I appreciate it greatly.
Thank you, Ken. My
Well, and
pleasure.
we want to thank you for tuning into the Mission Member Spotlight as well. So be sure to check out future editions of the Daytona Regional Chamber e-brief for more Mission Member Spotlights, as well as news and information about your business community. And if you're checking this out on the Daytona Regional Chamber YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe while you're here so you can get updates on other great content. So thanks for watching, everybody, and so long.